Hi there, HoliStretch fam. Welcome to a HoliStretch video. My name is Frances Eve, and today I'm going to teach you how to stretch. So if you're someone who has never really stretched before, you're just kind of getting into your stretching game, this is the video for you. I'm also going to be sharing 5 ways in which stretching can benefit you and your life. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. Hey there, welcome back. If you're wondering what all the loud sound is behind me, it is currently raining. I'm currently at Plantation Villa in Sri Lanka. It's an incredible Ayurveda retreat. Highly recommend anyone visiting Sri Lanka attend Plantation Villa. And it's raining really hard, so I hope you can hear me okay. I think we're gonna go for it anyway. All right, let's go into the 5 ways that stretching can support you in your life. Number 1, you're getting your lymphatic fluids flowing. You're getting your blood warmed up and moving around the body. It fights inflammation. So if you have stuckness in the body, old patterns, scar tissue, things like that that need to be healed, that need to be moved through, moving your body on a regular basis through exercise and stretching can really help heal your body and can help with inflammation. Number 2, it helps your joints. It helps your joints move, so your elbows, your wrists, your knees, and all of that is so good for standing, walking, running, doing yoga, playing games, whatever it is. We're always moving around, right? We're always moving. So being able to warm up our joints in such a way is really beautiful to do, especially in the morning and before going to bed at night. Number 3, it helps your muscles become longer and more flexible. Why is this important? Well, it's important because if you ever come to a situation where you're in danger or you fall or you slide or any kind of accident occurs where you could get hurt, you can catch yourself right away because you have the strength, you have the flexibility. Number 4, it's important to stretch because you build strength in your body. So when you're practicing resistance stretching, you're building strength and tonality in your muscle tissues. You're able to move through the world with confidence. And number 5, it's important to stretch because stretching helps us stay youthful and energized and feeling good. And I mean, who doesn't want that? Come on. Stretching can really help just create this beautiful balance in the body. You're flexible, you're strong, your blood's flowing, your spine is straight, so you can create flow and ease and grace throughout your life. So there are 3 kinds of stretches. There is a relaxed kind of stretch where you just open up the tissues, and there is a push and release kind of stretch where you're contracting the muscle and then releasing. And then there is a resistance stretch where you're contracting the muscle and pushing back. If you have an injury or scar tissue or something like that where you're really trying to gain mobility back in your body, I highly recommend resistance stretching. Resistance stretching starts with the contracted muscle. Contracted means you're squeezing it tight. So see the bicep, this is relaxed, this is contracted. So again, relaxed stretching would be like this, opening up the bicep like this. You could feel a stretch in this way, couldn't you? I can feel a stretch in my arm. And then if you hold it for 30 seconds, the Golgi apparatus in your body will begin to activate and your muscle will begin to lengthen. This is true. Now, when I do a push and release, it would look like this. Say I would push into my fist, so I'd squeeze the bicep into my fist, and then I'd release it open, okay? So I can squeeze and release it open. This would be kind of a push and release. So notice that when you do this, you actually go a little bit further in your flexibility. Just try a few times, squeezing into the fist and then opening back up. This helps to open up the muscle. Squeeze and release, okay? And this is called a dynamic stretch as well. So you're moving while you're opening, squeezing and releasing. See how the arm you may have noticed that the arm gets a little bit further, okay? Now let's try the third kind, resistance stretching. How we're gonna do that is we're going to squeeze the muscle, so squeeze the bicep, and then as you're squeezing, you're gonna resist the stretch. So I'm pushing the arm open and open, okay? Squeezing in, I'm squeezing in, and I'm pushing my arm out at the same time, so I'm resisting the stretch. And this is a bit more of a workout, so it's not as easy, for sure. And that's part of the reason that you get the best results. The best results don't come from the easy stuff. Squeeze in and push out. Okay, one more time, squeezing in, contracting. Inhale and exhale. Open up. Now I want you to test that arm. Okay, so my arm got way more flexible in that very short amount of time. At first I was able to go here, I felt a stretch. Now I don't even feel a stretch till I'm like all the way out here. So see if you notice that difference. When you stretch regular, when you stretch with the push and release, versus when you stretch with the resistance. Okay, so that makes a really big difference. You notice that, okay? So let's just do a couple on the right side to balance ourselves out. Notice the stretch, feel the bicep open in the stretch. And see how far you can go, okay? So for me, it's about here. And we can hold it. And now let's try the push and release. Push and release. Push, squeeze, and release. Squeeze, and release, and open. It's opening up a bit more. Squeeze, and release. So it's opened up quite a bit more, okay? Went from here to like up to there. So maybe a few inches more. That's awesome. Now let's try resistance. So we're squeezing in and pushing the arm open to open up the tissues in here, okay? Squeezing and contracting and pushing the arm open. Good? 2 more times, squeezing in and opening up the arm. Yes? 1 more time, contracting, squeezing, and resisting on the exhale. And open. All right. So I would say my stretching progressively opened up about maybe 3, 4, 5 inches each time. So I think the levels of effectiveness are with the contraction of the muscle, like depend on the contraction of the muscle. So if I'm not contracting at all, how far am I really going to stretch? How effective are my stretches really going to be versus when I'm pushing and releasing, they're more effective. Then when I'm contracting the whole time and then opening up this way, ooh, baby, that's good. If you've ever seen a cat or a dog stretch, they are doing resistance stretching. You know how cats and dogs stretch? They're coming forward with their paws, they're contracting the triceps, coming forward, and then they push back. This is a resistance stretch because you're contracting those triceps the whole time. It's almost like sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you yawn and you go, oh, this is a resistance stretch. If you were just relaxing, you'd open up like this, right? You'd be like, ah. And then if it was push and release, you'd be like, ah. But no, we're going the resistance all the way through, aren't we? When we yawn and we stretch. Squeeze, 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 contract, 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 contract. Ah, yeah. So this is the benefits of resistance stretching, okay? Before we close up the video, I want to show you an example on the hamstrings, just because we all need to open up the hamstrings, don't we? So important. And if you're not used to stretching, we'll take it a little bit easier. So So I want to show you. Okay, so how I learned, at least in grade school and high school and beyond, was to stretch the hamstring. You would sit like so, one leg out, one leg bent, so go ahead and sit in this position. And then fold over the leg, right? And then just hold for like 30 seconds to a minute or longer. When I was on dance team in high school, this is how we were taught to stretch. This is how we fold forward, and we just wait till the muscle opens up. And sure, I definitely became more flexible, but I became more flexible over the course of a year, stretching all day, every day. It took way too long to finally get the flexibility that I wanted, and then the strength wasn't necessarily there. So I had to work out as well. With resistance stretching, you don't have to work out as well because you're also working out while you're stretching, okay? So I'll explain that in a second. So just notice where you are here in the stretch, where you feel the stretch. Now we're gonna do push and release, okay? So we come forward, pushing down and lifting up. Forward, you're pushing the heel down to the mat to lift up. Forward, push to lift up. One more time, forward, push to lift up. And now we'll come forward, see if you've gotten any further. I feel a bit further. I feel like I've gotten a few inches further. It's good. Now we're gonna do resistance, okay? So we're gonna kick down into the mat, contracting the hamstrings, keep them nice and squeezed. And while they're contracted, you're gonna come forward. Keep contracting them. So when I come forward, I'm not letting go. I'm keeping them contracted and tight. Contracted and tight, coming forward. Contracted and tight, come back. Contracted and tight, forward. And back. Forward, keeping this whole line squeezed and back. This can really help with sciatica issues. If you have those issues, if you have low back issues, opening up the hamstrings with resistance, flexibility can really help you. Squeezing, down, and up. Now see where you're at. Okay. What a difference. What a difference. Like, I'm almost touching, right? So I want you to notice that difference in your body. Okay? So this is how to stretch. When you're moving, you should be contracting your muscles and stretching at the same time. Now, if there's something specific you want to learn how to stretch, then definitely check out my videos. I have a whole beginner series, and I would like to make some more beginner videos or more tutorial type videos. If that's something you want, then leave a comment below. Let me know if this worked for you, if there's something else you want to learn. I'm here to support you in your healing journey, feeling free and good in your body. All right, guys, I hope you feel amazing, and I'll see you in the next video.